Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We are learning Mishnah Beitza, Perek Gimel, Chapter 3, Mishnah Zai, Mishnah 7. Ein mashchizin es hasakim yomtiv. You may not sharpen a knife on what's called a whetstone.
Sharpening stone.
Sharpening stone. When you sharpen your knife on yontif, whether you need a knife for slaughtering, whether you just need a knife for cutting, and you want to sharpen it, you cannot sharpen it on a whetstone, which is the usual way of sharpening it. But you could scrape it against another. You could take one knife and go against the other knife. That is not considered your typical way of doing it. And therefore, to sharpen it in an irregular way, that is permissible to do. Now, what's the problem at all with sharpening a knife? So let me read to you how they explained it here in the notes. Sharpening a knife on a whetstone, which is a type of stone used for sharpening metal instruments.
This is WH.
WH, correct. Makes the blade especially sharp and gives the appearance of fixing a utensil. Sharpening in this manner is forbidden as a weekday activity. Now, repairing a utensil to make it usable is forbidden as part of the malacha of makeh b'patish, putting on the final blow. If you're fixing it, it means if it was broken and you're fixing it, that would be a problem. That would be an actual act of prohibition of makeh b'patish, of that malacha. It's a tolda, it's a subcategory of makeh b'patish, striking the final blow. Sharpening a knife is not actually a malacha, since it was a knife even before being sharpened. Meaning, the knife works. It's not a damaged knife. You want to make it sharper. So therefore, it does not fall under the act of an actual repair to be considered a malacha, forbidden activity. However, because it appears like you're repairing, therefore it falls under the category of uvda d'chol, a weekday activity, and therefore you may not do it. Now, I'm going to add they added a very interesting point here. Although malacha, meaning what is typically forbidden to do on Shabbos, is permitted on Yom Tif for the preparation of food, right? It is forbidden to make a knife on Yom Tif. Want to make a knife. Can't make a knife on Yom Tif. You're allowed to do things for the preparation of food. The answer is, making a knife does not prepare any food. It merely prepares a knife that will then be used to prepare food. According to the Tana of our Mishnah, malachas of this kind, known as machshirei oyechel nefesh, what prepares you, what allows you to do food preparation, are not permitted on Yom Tif. Therefore, sharpening a blade is also forbidden because it resembles fixing, making a knife. If you'd be able to make a knife on Yom Tif, and there are opinions that hold that way, there'd be no problem sharpening. Like, go ahead and sharpen it. You can make it. You should be able to repair it. What's the difference? But now that there is such a prohibition, you can't make a knife, then already we fall into the problem of what appears to be fixing a knife, and therefore it's forbidden midrabanan according to rabbinic law. So the Mishnah's point is, you want to sharpen your knife on Yom Tif, you can't sharpen it in the regular way. On a whetstone, you got to do it in an irregular way, which would be sharpening one knife against another.
And that would work.
That would work, and that would be permissible. Next halacha, not related to the first one. Going back to about buying meat on Yom Tif. Yomar adam letabach. A person may not say to a butcher, Shkorli b'dinar basar. Weigh for me a dinar's worth of basar. A dinar is a coin. So weigh out for me a dinar's worth of basar. That's no good. Why? Now it's interesting. It says weigh for me. But it doesn't here really mean that he's weighing it, because the problem here is the fact that he's mentioning money. That's the issue here. He's saying for a price. When you say it for a price, that's business activity that you can't do. So it doesn't seem here that the weighing is the issue, and I guess he's not really weighing it. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe he's weighing it in the he actually could pass. I don't know. All right. But at the end of the day, you can't say for a dinar because you can't mention money. What you could do is that the butcher, who's really a sheikh too, right? He could slaughter the animal and divide it amongst the people. Now that means like this. Butchers would divide a slaughtered animal into a certain number of pieces and then sell the meat by the piece. Since these pieces were all of a standard size with a known price, there was no need to mention price when buying meat on Yom Tov. You know, if you bought the cuts were pretty much the standard. They had to say they had a set price. So therefore, in this manner, customers wishing to buy only a small amount, for example, a dinar's worth or two, were able to obtain that amount simply by asking for a piece or a half a piece without mentioning a price. We had the examples we had yesterday about people making a group on it. Would ask the butcher per price. Don't put a price on it, but you could just go ahead and ask for a certain cut, right? A certain cut.
Yes.
You know after Yom Tov, you basically know after Yom Tov what you have to pay for it, and because you're not mentioning any price on it, therefore you can purchase it in that way. So you're going to be buying it, right? You're acquiring it, you're buying it. It's not a gift. You don't have to pay for it, but you'll pay for it after Yom Tov, and as long as you mention the price on Yom Tov, you're good to go. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Right.